Does today's album have the stuff it takes to make it into our collection, into our library? Right now, I'm going to torture, slam, and beat this next one right to the ground. And a warning, if you don't have a strong stomach, you might want to look away. Terry here again, guiding metal music wizards like you on your collection quest. I cover everything in metal. My reviews test drive, analyze, and break down the newest extreme releases from my weekly charts so you get the best new metal every day. And afterwards, I'll pair up today's new album review with another extreme pick for you to add to your collection because you love getting more new metal music, right? Anyway, today's new album review is Sinister Oath by Coffins, and it's the band's latest album up for a fresh Redline review. Let's break this one down. In Apple Music, I open the band's page and I see that there are 9 massive sounding tracks totaling 43 healthy minutes here. The album cover artwork, as you can see, is pretty gruesome, and I love it. It's got that custom and gothic font work that I really love. Thanks to the artist, I had no problems picking this one out for review from the whole batch here. They classified themselves in Apple Music as death and black metal. Between that, the album artwork, song titles, and a quick sound check, I visualized something pretty beastly, pretty heavy here. And if you've already heard the album or if you're following along, what are your predictions? Let me know in the comments afterwards. My genre description before I start the review, it's going to be grind or death metal. We'll see if that changes in the end during my reveal. Track 1, it opens with a grinding, crunchy, dirty, hypnotic, and rhythmic instrumental with a full sound, and I am loving this one. Let's go Coffins, okay? Track 2 feels like an old, dirty version of Black Sabbath. It is so cool. The tempo increases into a smashing, rhythmic, raw metal track with a grunt of a locomotive. Vocals are like a crocodile. This is a fabulous track. Track 3, it's more of a death metal feel. It's got that raw, dingy basement sound, pure grunt and grind, great percussion and bass guitar work too. I love the cold, deep feeling tones here. Next, track 4, it opens as a sinister, slow, creepy vibe with crushing distorted rhythms and rangy tempos, super low guttural vocals. Track 5, it's a thunderous, powerful track. It's a switchover with awesome rhythm, harmony blends, nice solo and riff work here. Every instrument doing their part, good deep bass, snappy percussions. Rest of the album was hideously green slime delicious, and it was definitely a mood setter. In summary, I love the dirty raw feel of this album. It's very reminiscent in many ways of old Black Sabbath stuff with a modern sound and tone rather. Don't expect breakneck percussions here though. Okay, this is more like a deeper undulating grind. Overall, the work here is beautiful. Okay, so kudos to Coffins. Recording and sound quality moving forward here is professional and I think intentionally gritty, while the production and musicality was very raw, in my opinion. I rate the overall levels of rhythm and tempo here on the higher side as a 6, 7, or 7 plus intensity range, while the harmonies and melodies were more conservatives in a 4 or 5 range of presence in this album as well. I find the lyrical theme is all things sinister, and becoming a mainstream or radio act here is not going to happen, okay? So fear not, metal warriors, they belong to us, I believe, forever. The range and tone and layout of the album is tight and true. The tracks are arranged with obvious care. They know what they're doing. I describe the vocals as beastly deep, while the guitar work is big, crunchy, with excellent rhythm and harmonies. Bass section was tight, bright, and punchy. Drums and percussion performance was strong and steady with awesome raw sound. There were just raw instruments here, no sound bites added. Overall, the energy and intensity was massive. They remind me of a couple of bands, Condemned with Cranium, also a newer act called Flesher with a deep Black Sabbath core built right in. My AI, when I ask, says that they're a good match for Autopsy or Winter. Okay, so there's a couple of more suggestions for you. Temperature range is cold at a freezing level 9 here, with a dark tonality feel set at level 9 as well, while the overall color or colors I personally described as black as 6 feet under. Does the album cover match the artwork? Yeah, it does. With the stormy green and black colors in there, I believe it's a pretty tight fit. A general feeling I had during this session was chilling with those goosebumps we are all familiar with. It led me to give this album a huge seismic reading of 8.3 on the Richter scale, and I think that this is going to be great music for either chilling out or in the car. My reveal? Finally, I did say that it was grind or death metal, and I'm going to remain the same. Okay, I'm going to stick with grind and death, but the official bio says doom and death metal, which means I kind of survived this time, but barely. My favorite tracks, truthfully, all of them were consistently good, and the flow made every track sound almost, they were stitched together very well. Finally, of course, it went into my library. Who could resist something like this if you're into this kind of music? Lastly, stream them for yourself, okay, and see if they are for you. And that is it for another episode of Redline Reviews. And I dig into my treasure chest and I recommend Inhuman Implants by Atoll, just for you, just to say thanks for hanging out with me today. And a recap. Yesterday, during episode 94, I reviewed Freaks by Avrilize, and I added Heritage by Distant from my secret stash at the end. And hey, that is 4 albums in 7 minutes. See that last episode for the full scoop. Stream them for yourself and see if they are for you. And that's it. Lastly, everybody, please remember you have the power to support all metal artists. Stream them, engage them on social, buy the merch, see them live, and join me again soon for another episode of Redline. And finally, hit that subscribe button so you can get your new albums here first. Cheers, everybody, and happy Friday night.